Hello everyone, today I'm here to do my March book haul. As always, I have a ton of books. I bought quite a few books this month and I received a lot in book boxes from publishers. You guys already know the drill. So the first stack I'm going to show you is actually books that I bought. So the first book I bought, that a lot of them are new releases, is Obsidian by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Of course, this is the third and final book in the Illuminate files. I actually just did a review on it. It may be out, maybe already maybe not out. I did film a video review for the whole series. Either way, I love this book to pieces. I highly recommend the series. It is such an immersive series. If you don't know what the series is about, it's like a YA sci-fi series told all in like emails, dossiers, IMs. It's a very interactive multimedia book and I loved the mess out of it. So I'm so happy to have had this, but I'm already sad I've read it and the series is over because good lord, it was an amazing series. I also listened to the audiobook of this, which I highly recommend listening to the audiobooks of these. So good. The next book I bought is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I really enjoyed this book. I read it this month. I think all the new releases I bought I've already read so I'm doing good with that. This is a dark retelling of The Little Mermaid. We follow our main character Lyra, who is Princess Lyra, and her mother is the Sea Queen, and she basically does something bad. Gets sent to be a human and she has to capture the heart of the prince, and of course it's like a siren hunter and a siren falling in love, so it's got that dark telling of like a siren that wants this prince's heart and she becomes a human. It's really good. I enjoyed it a ton. Mermaid books are kind of like my kryptonite, so I kind of stray away from them, but I really enjoyed this one. Also, this is a standalone fantasy book, which is very rare, I feel like, so I really enjoyed it for that aspect and I really liked it. So I would highly recommend it if you're into like mermaidy, siren type of books, and if you're just looking for a good standalone fantasy books, because goodness, those are so hard to come by these days. The next book I bought is Firefly Lay by Kristen Hanna. I bought this book because, if you don't know, I read The Nightingale a few months ago and I'm really obsessed with it. So I really want to read all of her books, but the problem is she's written a ton of books. By a ton, I mean like this woman's got like 20 books, I think, at least under her belt. So yeah, I had to really find, this one is really popular, so I decided to buy it. This is all I know it's about two girls that become best friends, Kate and Tully, and it pretty much follows their lifespan and things that happen to them. They get married, they have kids, and things are happening. It says for 30 years they have weathered the storms of friendship. They think they survived it all until an unexpected betrayal tears them apart, and it puts their courage and their friendship to the ultimate test. I've heard that Kristen Hanna's books, particularly before The Nightingale, are a lot like kind of Lifetime movies, which I'm kind of iffy about, but I'm really interested in this, and I've heard a lot of people really enjoy this book and have the tissues ready. I think that's just a given with her books, but I'm super excited and I really love this edition of it. This is not the original cover, but I really love how it's like, it looks like a whole glass of fireflies. Very excited to read this. I'm reading another Kristen Hanna book this month, so maybe in the summertime. I just really want to knock my way down her reading all of her books. The last book I bought this month is a middle grade book. I know, who am I? And that is The Trials of Morgan Crowe, book 1 of Nevermore, I believe. I'm sure you've heard of this book. It's been floating around booktube for quite some time. I finally bit the bullet and bought it. I'm not the biggest middle grade reader, and I want to change that because I've heard just middle grade books are just so much fun to read, and I keep hearing how fun and how amazing this book is, and I was like, I saw it at Target, I was like, I just have to do it because Target books always like draw me in. Like there's to a point now where I have to avoid the book section because it's bad because I'm on a budget. But this one, all I know, it's about our main character, Morgan Crowe, who is cursed, and she's like born on the unluckiest day, and she's been told, I think, when she turns 13. Oh no. Okay, so the curse dooms her to die at midnight on her 11th birthday. Instead, she gets whisked away into Nevermore or something like that. I don't want to know much about it. I've just heard just a really cute, adorable middle grade read, and I have 2 more middle grade books sitting on my shelf, so I'm thinking about like making it like half of a month of middle grade reads because I just really want to read it. I've just heard so many good things about it. I cannot wait. Okay, so I have like my biggest pile, I'm not gonna lie to you, are books sent from publishers. A lot of these are unsolicited, I should mind, but I'm so grateful for all of them. So before I dive into those, I'm gonna go into the books I got in book boxes this month because I got quite a few of those because this is my life. This one I got is from Alcrate, and that is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. This is a, oh, and look, it's got purple splayed edges, so pretty. This is a book all about Anastasia set in space. That's all I know about it. That's all I want to know. It says outcast, orphan, rogue, rebel. Sounds really intriguing. I will admit that the reviews have not been the best on this book, so that's why I haven't read it quite yet. I started it and I couldn't really get into it, and I really want to read it because I really enjoyed her other book, Geekarella, so much. So I'm definitely planning to read this sometime soon, and I just hope it's as good as her other book. But I mean, the premise sounds so intriguing, and the cover and the splayed edges, Then I have the book that came in my uppercase box, and that is of Ink, Iron, and Glass by Gwendolyn Clare. Also beautiful cover, like all watercolor. And look at the back too. This book is all about, like, you can create worlds by like writing them down with ink, and it's all about this girl that does that, and she gets in trouble, and I think something happens from that. But I find it very interesting how this world is. You can like create worlds by writing them down. So it's just amazing. Like if you get bored with one world, just write another one and you can get immersed in it. It sounds very interesting, very intriguing. I haven't heard anything about it, honestly. The last 3 books I got in book boxes are all of my book of the month picks. So I picked 3 this month. And the first one is The Last Equation of Isaac Severy by Nova Jacobs. This is a novel in clues. All I know about this book, it's about this woman that she like owns a struggling bookstore, and then I think her grandfather or her uncle dies, and he was really big, like a mathematician, and he had like this secret thing, this company once, and he kind of left her clues in his will about it by keeping it secret. So she's on the hunt to figure out this thing that he kept from them, and it's told all in clues, so she has to find it through clues, which I found so interesting. I'm so excited to read this. I'm so mad I haven't read it yet because it sounds like a book that's right up my alley, like a novel told in clues. Like it sounds just fun, and oh, I'm so excited about it. The next one that I got is Not That I Could Tell by Jessica Strasser. I have already read this book. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was okay. I'd say it's like kind of a knockoff of Big Little Lies by Leah Moriarty. This is about women that are kind of living in the same neighborhood, and one of them goes missing with her twins, and basically it's kind of like a murder investigation, only it takes a back seat and then much more focuses on the woman in the neighborhood. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best, like I said. It reminded me a lot of Big Little Lies by Leah Moriarty, and I really enjoyed that one a lot more, which is why I think I didn't love this one as much. But if you're looking for a fun, quick read to fly through, this could be good for you. Otherwise, I'm not too sure. And the last book I got from Book of the Month is Rainbirds by Carissa Goenan. Hopefully I pronounced that right, probably not. This is a book I have been really wanting to read for a while. It's we follow our main character whose sister has died, and she lives in a really small town in Japan, and he decides to go there to kind of, you know, gather things of her and things like that, and also figure out why she died. And he gets kind of immersed, like his sister, with this small town of Japan, and he gets a job where she was working at, and he's also trying to uncover her murder or suicide or things like that. This one is, I've heard so many really good things about it, but it's a very heartbreaking novels, and I can only take so much of those during the year, so I will read this eventually when my heart is ready, which will probably never be. Okay, moving on to the publisher books. It's a lot, bear with me. I will probably go through them very quickly because it's a lot of them. The first couple I got from Simon Pulse. The first one is Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welch. This is a book that's coming out in May, I believe. This is about a girl named Addie who goes visits Ireland for her aunt's wedding, and there she's feeling kind of homesick and lovesick, and so she goes to the library and finds like this book called Ireland for the Heartbroken, and it takes her on a whirlwind adventure across Ireland, and good lord, does that not sound like the most adorable YA contemporary book you've ever read. I've also read her other book, Love and Gelato. I think this is like kind of a sequel to it, and I liked it. It wasn't the best, but I just thought it was a cute and adorable read, and I'm hoping this one will be just the same. I mean, it's a perfect summer read, honestly, and I will definitely plan to read it next month. Like I said, it's also from Simon Pulse, and that is a finished copy of Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. I'm very eagerly anticipating this one. It comes out in April. It's probably already out now, and this is about a group of teens that go on a camping trip and 2 get left behind, and I'm sure love happens. It's kind of the generic YA plot that I keep falling for and I keep loving. This one's also from Simon & Schuster, and that is The Favorite Sister by Jessica Nell. This is a adult thriller book that's coming out in May, I believe. And this is, it's so interesting. This is basically like a reality TV series where it's about, it's called Gold Diggers, and it's featuring successful young entrepreneurs, and then I think one of them ends up dead. I don't know. She's written another book that I have not read because the reviews have just been all over the place, but this one like sounds so interesting. A reality TV show where a murder happens, like I want to read that. So I'm really hoping this is going to be good, and I'm planning to read it next month, but I don't know where to set my expectations for it, honestly, but I'm excited to read it though. The next one is from Berkeley, and it might be my favorite cover of the entire year, and that is The Queen of Hearts by Kimberly Martin. This book is an adult chick lit type of book. It's about two girls that go to like med school together, and they're married and have kids, and basically somebody from their past comes back to haunt them and things are starting to happen. That's all I know about it. I'm planning to read it this month. I hope it's going to be a good book. It could be a heart wrencher. It could be funny. I don't know, but if this cover's not freaking beautiful, I don't know what is. Two books from Penguin Teen. They're both YA thrillers. One's already out, and that is People Like Us. This is basically about a murder that happens at a boarding school, if you can't already tell by the cover. Very excited to read it. And the other one's about like 4 characters. This one's called Lies You Never Told Me by Jennifer Donaldson. This one comes out in May, and this one's like about 2 people that fall for people that like is not a good idea, like they're keeping lies and things like that. So both of these I'm interested to read, but I don't have the best of times with YA thrillers. I really tend to enjoy adult thrillers, not YA ones. I don't know why, but I'm really anticipating this one. I think this one sounds a little bit more intriguing to me and kind of got that Pretty Little Liars vibe, which I'm into, so time will tell. Then I have How to Stop Time by Matt Haig, which is from Viking. And this book is like almost like The Time Traveler's Wife. We follow a character named Tom who has been alive for like centuries, and he works as like a teacher and things like that, and basically he falls in love, and it's really frowned upon for people that, you know, live forever. So that's all I know about it. I mean, it sounds very reminiscent to The Time Traveler's Wife, which I don't know why I'm attempting to read a book like that, because it's gonna rip my heart to shreds probably, but I'm excited for it. Time travel really intrigues me. I don't know about you. Sorry, I know I'm going through these so fast, and I'm like only halfway through these publisher piles. I know, I'm horrible. The next one is from Simon Pulse again. This is Life Inside of My Mind it's edited by Jessica Burkhart, and it's by all these other authors. This is a YA anthology. It's 31 authors share their personal struggles. Oh, that's a struggle for me to say that word. Basically, this book is just 31 stories about authors and whatever struggles they may have. They could be vast. They're probably all different, and I'm really interested in that. A lot of these authors I have not heard of, so I'm very interested in reading. It sounds interesting, and it's going to open your eyes, I think, to a lot of authors and things like that. Then I have Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, and this is from Simon & Schuster. I think this is about a couple that meets online and they start texting, and they find comfort in that, and that's all I know about it. It sounds like somebody cute YA contemporary, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I have a stockpile on my shelf of like YA contemporary and like adult chick lit, because those are just my favorite books to read, and this one sounds just as adorable. Goodness gracious, all of these sound adorable, and I want to read them all. Little Brown, I have The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This is a magical realism type of book, and basically it's about a girl named Lee who is absolutely certain that when her mother died by suicide, she turned into a bird. So she basically travels to Taiwan to meet her maternal grandparents, and then she's thinking that her parents are still alive, her mom's still alive, so I think she turns into like a bird to try to find her. I don't know, it sounds really interesting. The reviews have been amazing for this book. Sometimes like magical realism, sometimes I don't, so I want to read this book, but I'm nervous because I feel like I won't appreciate it like it should be. Like, it sounds like it's going to touch on so many important and amazing topics, and I really do want to check it out. I'm going to check out all these, as she keeps saying. I have a whole stack of Gayle Forman books that Penguin sent to me. They sent me her newest release, I Have Lost My Way, and this is about like 4 teenagers that have come to New York for all various different types of reasons, and they decide and they learn that maybe helping other people through their struggles will help them, and it sounds like it's going to be a really heart-wrenching book. It's Gayle Forman. They also sent me this Pour Your Heart Out, and this is a journal to inspire your thoughts and dreams, and I plan to fill this out. Like, it's got so many cool things in it. Like, what has happened lately that you're having trouble dealing with? Oh god, I could fill that whole page up. I could fill this whole book up. I'm not I'm not trying to look for sympathy. If you could use only 20 words for the rest of your life, what would they be? See, like, it's like one of those fill-in journals. I am horrible at that, but I really want to like do this one. It sounds awesome, and I love all the drawings. And they also sent me 3 of her other books. I have I Was Here, and I'll be honest with you, I have not read a single Gayle Forman book because of the fact of they are heartbreaking. I mean, look on the back. And an irresistible tearjerker. I think this is about a girl named Cody, whose best friend Megan drinks a bottle who drinks a bottle cleaner, and she dies. So she just determines to find out why she killed herself and things like that. Heart-wrenching. Oh, Just One Day I do know about. It's about this couple that meets for a day, and this book's told in one day, and they fall in love in a day, and then it just ends in heartbreak, I think. Also, If I Stay, another heartbreaking book. This was made into a movie, right? Wasn't it? I haven't seen it yet. This is about a girl named Mia who I think she is, she's caught between life and death, and she finally watches her, she decides if she's going to be living or dying, and she watches her family, I believe. So, I mean, all these sound freaking heart-wrenching as crap, so hence why I haven't read them yet, because I have got to be in a particular mood to read a heart-wrenching book, and that happens like to me once every 4 months. So basically these are going to take me forever to read. Last book I have got sent to me from Simon & Schuster, I believe, and that is I Have the Right To by Jessie Prout. And this is a high school survivor story of sexual assault, justice, and hope. And it's by the author. It's about her story of, you know, her sexual assault and how she survived it and what she did. And it sounds like a very important and strong read, and I just can't wait to read this one. Again, a heart-wrenching book, but is it not reality? So super excited to read this. It's gonna be tough to get through, that is for sure. There you have it. Those are all the books. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm sorry. Not every month is like this, but I feel like I say that all the time. Either way, if you've read any one of these very many books I talked about, please leave what you thought down in the comments below. It's been a long day. If you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.